Here's a little bonus video for you, if you will. With, like most of you are aware, that Revit made a change a couple of years ago, did away with topo surfaces, now it's topo solids. And that there's good changes, but then there were some changes that's like it's made things more difficult to do. And after I got done with the new videos for this week, and I'm messing around in my file trying something else, and I'm seeing that when you subdivide, like we did with the paving, and we gave it a 1 foot thickness, well, that goes up above the regular surface, that thickness. So when I look at things in profile, I don't know, it just seemed kind of weird. Like, let me look at this. I haven't looked at the section view. Yeah, you can see here the asphalt is so much higher than it's 1 foot above the topo surface. And I was not aware of that when I was doing the things. So what I ended up doing back down here on the roadway is I changed it to a 1 inch thickness. So I think that's what we're going to have to do, because you can't have a negative thickness on it. What happened? Okay. We're going to make it a 1 inch thickness, even though we know paving is thicker than that. We would have to cut into the earth, or change our elevations on the earth. Like I mentioned in the last video that you were watching, the civil engineer is pretty much going to be doing the site plan and the paving and the parking and the curb and guttering and all those kinds of things. But I did run into a way to do curb and guttering. It's not pretty. And I think in the last video, I may have mentioned an add-in called Site Tools or Site Designer. It's an add-in that I tried a few years ago. And it would work if you had a simple site or a relatively level site. I tried it for this project. I spent several hours trying to get it to do things, and it just did not work right. But one way you can do curb and guttering is with a railing. And here we go. What you do is you create a new family, and you'll go new family, and you want to scroll down here and go to profile rail. And that's the template you're going to start with. And I drew a curb and gutter like this. I aligned the top of the gutter part with the rail top, and the roadbed side with the rail center. Drew it out, dimensioned it. I put like a 1 inch radius on those kinds of things. Saved it to my folder, and then loaded it into my project. And then when you got it in here, it's kind of weird. We'll go architect railing sketch path, and then I'm going to go pick lines. And I've found that you can't do too many segments at one time. And so I need to reverse that. And I think it picked up, no, it didn't, because you can see on this end here, it's higher than it is on that end. So I'm going to go pick new host and pick that subdivide that we had for the paving. And so there's the curb and gutter. And you see it lines up with the top of the paving and it goes down into the dirt. Not the best way to do it. But, and then I could select it and I can go edit path. And what I've been finding is I could do like 1 or 2 segments. And then I have to save it and then go back and pick a couple more segments. Oh, I don't like this new orbit with the mouse wheel. There we go. And as you can see, it follows the contour of the topo solid, which is wonky in our case out here. But it comes across. Okay. And on the actual site plan itself, I had to go back in my visibility and graphics and turn on railings. So say I put in some segments there, some segments here. And you can certainly do it in the site plan. Because part of the problem is if the lines, like those 2 lines don't quite match up. Just, it'll do it. It's really complicated. So it's the kind of thing you give it a try if you want to try it. I guess I needed to show you the settings on the railing. Okay, so I created the profile first, load the profile into the project, then come to my railing and duplicated an existing rail, renamed it curb. Under rail structure, I need 1 row and the profile will be the curb profile. And a material, I made it concrete. If there's a whole bunch of things here, just delete them down till you get to 1. If there's none, just insert a new one in there. Okay. And then the baluster placement, everything should be none. And then uncheck use top rail. And that should, yeah, that would take care of everything. Now it's an end run to make this thing work. So, assembly codes and all that kind of stuff doesn't work well. But there it is. I hope we're going to do some more stuff next week, creating a head wall family and putting that in and some piping. And I'll just have to wait until I can get into it to see if what's going to change with being topo solid versus topo surface. Okay, great. I hope you're having a great week with this thing.